good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there. Of course, forever as it should be, and how it will always be. And we're going to talk about how the Portland Trailblazers beat the Utah Jazz 135 to 119. 18 and 38 is their record now, and they're 11 and 18 at home. The Jazz 27 and 29 and 11-16 on the road. Utah, they won the first quarter 31 to 28, but they lost the second quarter 33 to 32. And they got blown out in the third quarter 40 to 23, and it was basically over at that point. And then they also lost the fourth quarter on top of that, 34 to 33, which means they lost three straight quarters against the Blazers. I did think the Blazers was the better team coming into this one. They just had to figure out the Jazz and find a way to beat them, and they did. Jeremy Grant got to start 33 minutes, 18 points, 7 to 17 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 1 offensive board, 2 personal fouls, and a plus 23 and plus minus. He was cold a little bit from 3, but of course he can blow past you. He can also hit a shot from the mid range. He can also get all the way to the basket. And his defense, was decent tonight. He's a long, athletic wing that understands how to use his body. Tamani Kamada, 29 minutes, 14 points for him. 5 of 9 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. At the end of the day, he's a good catch and shoot guy. He's a decent ball mover. And you know what he wants to do as a defender, so it makes him a little easier to cover. But he still has some success in this game. 8 rebounds for him, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block. 3 offensive rebounds, 5 personal fouls, and a plus 24. And plus minus, Donovan Clingan, Dono, ended up getting 31 minutes. He got 23 points and went 8 of 12 from the field. He shot a 3 and he missed. All his other shots was misses or finishes around the rim. He's the biggest guy on the court, I believe, in this game, and it seemed like it a lot, but he does that to basically every team. He went also 7 to 9 from the free throw line because people was bumping, knocking, and pushing him. And then he also grabbed 18 boards, so he finished with 20 and 10, almost a 20-20 game. And 12 of his rebounds was defensive, 6 of them was offensive. And of course, he used that size to be able to see over the defense or see what they're trying to do around them. And a lot of times it led to assists, and he finished with 7 of them with no turnovers. And he also got 3 blocks. If you come near him, he's going to try it, even if you think he's not going to get to it. It's part of the NBA, it's part of basketball anyway, but he was able to get some success with those blocks. 1 personal foul and a plus 21 and plus minus for him. Drew Holiday had his best game of the season, in my personal opinion. 33 minutes for him. He ended up playing the most on the team combined, tied with Jeremy Grant, who also played 33. He had 31 points. He ended up going 10 of 15 from the field, went 4 of 8 from 3. If you're a defense, you got to be happy that he took 8 threes, but since he made half of them, it didn't really work out like you would want it to. But he also went 7 to 9 from the free throw line. He had 9 rebounds and 7 assists. He's a big guard. He's still mobile. He's still athletic. He can do a lot of things for you. That's why they wanted him. And he's showing you a lot of his value now that he's healthier. 1 turnover, 5 offensive boards, 2 personal fouls, and a plus 29 and plus minus. City, 30 minutes, 8 points. He ended up being the only guy to not score in double figures in the starting lineup. He also went 3 or 4 from the field and 1 or 2 from 3, 1 or 1 from the free throw line. Not the greatest game from him, but not a bad game either. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 steals, 3 personal fouls, and a plus 25. And plus minus, Hansen, he got on the court and played 3 minutes. He had 2 points because he went 2 or 2 from the free throw line. He did miss his only field goal, though. No turnovers, 1 personal foul, and a minus 8 and plus minus. Caleb Love, 15 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. And then he had 2 assists, no turnovers, no personal fouls, and a minus 14 and plus minus. He just missed a lot of shots, and that's been the worst part about Caleb Love. He can put up numbers if you give him the chance, if you give him the opportunity, but he's not really going to do it efficiently. And that's something that he has to continue to work on as a young player. We'll see if he's able to figure things out in the future. But, he has been a poor scorer in the NBA right now. Vic Krejci, 25 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from three. You know he's going to try to shoot. You got to run him off that line. He can make some shots, other than that, but of course that's not what he really wants to do. He also went 1 of 2 from the free throw line, had 5 rebounds. That was the most off the bench. He had 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 offensive rebound, three personal fouls. It was a +4 and plus minus. Devontae Cook played 1 minute. He didn't score a basket or do anything but get a personal foul and finish as a -3 and plus minus. Scoot Henderson been playing better. He ended up playing 20 minutes and gave you 15 points efficiently. 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The man, he's a good athlete. He got better handles. He's still trying to figure out when to score and when to pass, and also how to get to the paint and how not to just settle for the perimeter shots too. But he had 4 assists. It came with 6 turnovers. Is a part of trying to figure that combo guard position out. He also had a rebound in the steal. He had 4 personal fouls. Too aggressive defensively in this one. A -6 and plus minus. Blake Wesley, 4 minutes. He ended up missing his only field goal, which was a three, and he didn't do anything other than that, but he did have no turnovers and no personal fouls, and he finished as a -12 and plus minus. And Rupert played 16 minutes, 2 points, 1 of 4 from the field. He misses only three, 4 rebounds, turnovers, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul, and a -3 and plus minus. Um, the bench, you can say they did a good enough job. They did good enough. Sometimes they just didn't really have a guy that came in and just flat out dominated, but you still had to respect him. You still had to guard him. You still had to play him as you should. And they did have a lot of guys playing tonight, um, along with their starters, still getting a good amount of minutes. So good coaching from the Blazers on this one. And then the Jazz, they got a lot of young guys, and they got so many different lineups this entire season. You never know who's going to start. You never really know who's going to play for this team. And then Jaren Jackson, he's out for the season. He didn't seem like he was that injured or just came out of surgery the way he was celebrating on that bench. But Kyle Filipowski, 30 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from three, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. He has 6 steals. He can do that too if you make it too obvious or too predictable. 1 offensive board, 4 personal fouls, and a -17 and plus minus. He can get you a double or close to it any game that he plays and get a good amount of minutes. He's a good find for the position that they got him in. Cody Williams, you just want more from him. You're just happy that he scored and didn't have too bad of a scoring night. He played 25 minutes and finished with 9 points. He was actually the only starter to not score in double figures in points, but he did go 4 of 9 from the field. He had good looks all game, but he finished 0 of 3 from the three-point line and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block. 2 offensive rebounds, which was all his rebounds tonight. 3 personal fouls and a -13 and plus minus. And then you look at Bryce. He played 36 minutes. He can come in and score. He can shoot the mid-range. He can get to the basket from time to time and hit a three. He went 8 of 19 from the field, 5 of 11 from three, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, 3 personal fouls, and a -27 and plus minus. And then you look at Isaiah Collier. He can drive and he can pass. Them two things he's going to do. His offensive game on the perimeter is not the greatest, but he's still developing. 15 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 9 of 12 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 9 assists. The 9 assists ended up being the most on the team, which is something he does every single night when he gets a good amount of chances and minutes. He also did have 4 turnovers and 3 steals. He basically ended up fouling out, but the game was out of reach anyway, so it didn't matter too much. And a -24 and plus minus. Ace Bailey, one of my favorite rookies this year. 35 minutes for him, 15 points. He's going to try to hit those threes. He's going to try to hit those mid-range, but he can get to the basket. He's fast. He's long. He's quick. So don't forget about that when you're guarding him. And he has a decent handle and uses that length and size to his advantage. 7 of 15 from the field, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and a -19 and plus minus. And Blake Henson, 25 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from three, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover. He ended up having 5 personal fouls, which sucked. But he did a good job of knocking out all the open looks he was getting. He was a 0 and plus minus. Oscar Played 5 minutes. He didn't score a basket, but he still got 3 assists and a rebound. One, his rebound was offensive. No personal fouls, was a +8 and plus minus. He gave you a good amount of things in those 5 minutes that he played. Steve Mikhailuk, 17 minutes, 14 points. The 14 points was the most off the bench. He also took the most shots, which was 8. Not going to trip about it because he went 5 of 8 from the field and 4 of 5 from 3. That's really good. 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. 2 personal fouls, a -3 and plus minus. John Conchar, 25 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 7 boards that ended up being the most off the bench. He also had 3 assists, no turnovers, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. The 3 steals was the most off the bench as long, and he also had those 2 blocks, which was the most off the bench. He had 3 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, and a +9 and plus minus. He did a lot for the team in those 25 minutes, so he deserves a lot of praise and credit for it. And then Vince Williams Jr., 7 minutes. He also took a couple shots and it worked out for him, going 3 of 5 from the field and missing his only 3. He had 3 boards, 1 turnover, 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul. It was a +6 and plus minus. And you look at the Utah Jazz, they shot 87 field goals and made 48% of them. 90 field goals taken by the Blazers, they made 51% of them. 46 threes taken by the Blazers, they made 39% of them. 38 taken by the Jazz, they made 37 of them. 29 free throws taken by the Jazz, they made 72 of them. And then 33 taken by the Blazers, they made 76 of them, which ended up not being a big difference in this one. And then you look at the 38 rebounds that the Jazz had. The Blazers beat them with 52. A lot of that had to do with Donnell Klingen. 28 assists for the Jazz, 26 for the Blazers. Both teams had 19 turnovers, 15 steals for the Jazz, 7 for the Blazers, 3 blocks for the Jazz, 7 for the Blazers. And then you look at the 12 offensive rebounds for the Jazz, 19 for the Blazers, 26 defensive rebounds for the Jazz, 33 for the Blazers, 27 personal fouls for the Jazz, 23 for the Blazers. And then you look at the game and you say, it looked like it's going to be fun and it looked like it's going to be an interesting game to watch. And then the Blazers just stranglehold it. The they ended up grabbing them by their neck and the Jazz just couldn't get free, and they just struggled. After that, they couldn't really make shots, and then when they did, they couldn't get stops, and then it ended up just being a game where we can control you, we can contain you, we can do whatever we want with you. We got you right in front of us. We can just control everything you do. And once that happened, the game was basically over for the Jazz. And like I said, you can't really get too mad at the Jazz because they just have so many guys out. They have so many of their best players not playing, not on the court. They're tanking basically, so it doesn't even matter to even come see them at that point. And the NBA don't want me to say that, obviously, because they obviously want you to come out and support the teams. And if they're doing stuff like this where you just don't know who's going to play, who's going to be out there every single night, and then you want to come to see a particular player, then you realize he might not play because that's what they've been doing basically the entire season. Even if the injuries are legit, it still gives you a reason to not want to go to the game for that reason. And then the Blazers, they've been beat up, toe up, and just scrapping together whatever they can to win basketball games. And at least they have been doing that. And their record, they're only 2 games below 500. So if you would have told me that, I would be surprised based off all the injuries, and they lost their head coach. And then they have a lot of young talent, and then they got veterans that's still trying to help and play their game for longevity. And it ended up being a good enough team to where they're respectable, even at this point of the season. So I gotta give a lot of love and a lot of support to the Blazers for how they have been handling themselves and how they've been conducting themselves and how they've been playing basketball as a team, no matter who's out there. And the Blazers, they have been good. But the Jazz, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. This team has been scattered with how they want to go about things. And now it's obvious what they want to do, and that's trying to get another pick that can help change this franchise for the better. We'll see what happens as the season continues to go on. But the Jazz seem like their season is over. It's finito for them. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.